And we're live! Woo! For your benefit, so you can do the clapping. Hello and welcome to the what episode? This is episode 32 of the Crafty Boys. We're down a Crafty Boy this week because the internet sucks balls. But it is I, Shane, and of course, holding up Vancouver Island all by himself is
me, Alan, and Victoria.
Me.
And keeping the West End safe from everybody that's evil.
I don't know if I'm keeping anybody safe from evil. I like to see myself as keeping them safe from good.
Well, episode 32 of the Crafty Boys. This week, we're actually going to talk about beer, unlike last week where we talked, I think, primarily about Star Wars. AC/DC. Star Wars. Everything defaults to Star Wars in my brain. But we're doing North Shore by Bridge Brewing, which is a brewery on the North Shore of Vancouver. And
it is?
Supposedly.
All right.
But at least that's what I've read. But anyway, this is the Pale Ale, and the reason I chose it is that I saw it on the menu of a pub recently, and I didn't try it then, but I did remember to give it a whirl because I don't think I've had anything in my fridge, and if I have no memory of it. That's a bad sign. But it is a Pale Ale, and I'm hoping, and actually, to be honest, I'm really hoping that the Pale Ale will actually work because the last time we had a Pale Ale that I thought would be awesome was the Pipers that we had about, I don't know, a month or two ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it was awful. It was sad to say, but it was awful. So
maybe we just got a skunky batch.
It is true. This is possible. This is very possible.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my pour because we're running behind with Dave not being around and trying to help him get online.
He's around, like he's alive.
He's not dead.
He's just unable to connect.
Maybe we'll call him on
the... he's calling his telecommunications company, and they're going to solve the problem, and he's going to call in when he gets it fixed.
So what do you think of that color?
That looks awfully reddish.
That is a reddish color.
Yeah, and I think it kind of matches up with what I've got here in my mug.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Locke, did you? I'm assuming you got the beer too.
I am now pouring. I do have the beer. This is one of those rare, like, it's like a lunar eclipse or something where we all have the beer. We actually have it.
And Dave did mention that he did have it as well. So let's have a swig and have a smell.
All right.
A smell.
Okay. It smells like beer.
That's true. There's nothing jumping out at me, so let's try.
Beverage.
It's refreshing. I like it.
It tastes better than Piper's.
It does. It tastes really good. For me, this isn't a beer that I would normally buy. Like, I'd probably get something. To me, a Pale Ale these days is just kind of boring. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
There's so much. There's so much out there. Why would you get a Pale Ale?
Yeah. It's like we have expanded our palates and grown as human beings. We've made our beer knowledge greater. Of course, I still yet have to be as great as the almighty beer connoisseur of Locke. But, of course, this is not an IPA, although I imagine, Locke, you've had an IPA already today?
Actually, so I did have a lead-in. There's a bit of a story to this. Hold on.
Let's hear it. A bit of a lead-in.
So, we're waiting.
Sitting next to, because it's the same company, Bridges North Shore, I also saw this. This is Bridges fresh hopped red IPA.
Mm.
And you tried it already? What did you think?
And I tried it already, and it's very delicious. It's now I got to say for an IPA, like when they say red IPA, there's a distinction there for sure. It's aside from the fact that it's fresh hop, so kind of a little bit.
Now, what does fresh hop mean?
So what that means, and now is the time to be drinking fresh hop beers because it's fall, and that's when everybody picks the fresh hops.
Okay.
What it means is instead of drying the hops and then adding them to the brew, they drop in the hops while they're still fresh.
Like still green off the vine kind of thing.
Still green off the vine, exactly. And so in terms of the flavors, you get something that's has a little bit more of a, like I say, kind of a little bit more of a green kind of leafy flavor.
Okay.
And yeah, it's. This is one of a number of sort of fresh hop beers that you'll be finding on the shelves right about nowish. In the past, let me see. There was the Green Reaper. I think that's Phillips, but yeah, the Green Reaper is one that I've enjoyed before. I'm trying to think of some other fresh hop beers. You'll get a few of them, and as I say, I mean it's a seasonal thing because when harvest happens, that's when you got them. But in any event, what I was surprised by was the level of sort of malty sort of bottom end that this thing had, balancing out those fresh hops. So a hoppy beer, sure, but surprisingly sort of malty and a kind of a nicely balanced. Which I'm also going to be saying of this North Shore. It's like, so this is a pale ale, but I got to say, as a beverage, they've got a good balance. It's not so hop heavy that it's sort of just trying to pack in as much IBUs or whatever as it can. Did Shane just disappear? Oh.
Shane disappeared?
I'm back!
Shane disappeared.
And he's back.
What is it with the internet tonight? My internet died too!
I don't know.
Tomorrow's October 1st, and I bet you it has to do with October. I bet you our feeds are, like, haunted.
Anyway, sorry. The last thing I heard, Locke, you were talking about...
All those hop harvesters out there harvesting those hops and getting a little carried away, and they're starting to knock down telephone poles and shit. That's what's going on.
Bashing the hell out of everything.
Guys, they're irresponsible.
Bastards. But you know what? It's okay because we like what they do at the end of the day.
Yeah. So
sorry, I totally missed what the hell was said, so I'm just going to assume it was awesome.
Yeah, well, it was it was me sort of geeking out over fresh hops and saying that this this Bridge company, they make a really balanced sort of beer. Like it's not crazy hop. There's a lot of malts going on here and some complexity. Like I got to say, I kind of think that this I wouldn't quite place it as high as my experience with it. So we all know that I quite enjoyed the complexity of Trooper as again like a kind of balanced sort of mid kind of drinking kind of beer. This is along those lines. I don't know that I find it quite as distinctive, but again the balance is great. What do they say here? Our North Shore Pale Ale is a local secret. Full-bodied with a copper color and a sweet, mild caramel flavor. Yeah, there we go. There's that malt end. The finish is crisp and full of hops. Yep, it is. This is a highly drinkable and approachable ale. Yeah, approachable is kind of Greek for boring, but there's nothing wrong with being approachable. Great for making friends on the trail or what? Buttering up family? Do you guys butter up your family?
You're gonna ask your dad for a $5,000 loan and
Yes.
butter him up with a thing of beer. The important
Dad,
thing.
you're a very powerful man. Can I have $10,000?
I'm all of
Here's a beer.
I wonder exactly how this.
Well, the one thing I did note on their website is they say that the North Shore Pale is now available in 6-packs, which I think is exactly the kind of packaging it deserves. It shouldn't be in a bomber style bottle like this. That's for more, like this time of year if you're going to get like a pumpkin ale or something like that. Yeah. That's what should be in this. This kind of stuff is suitable for 6-packs that you would take on the trail or that you would take to a family gathering to butter up your relatives to ask for a hand.
Why did that just get so incredibly dirty in my brain?
I don't know.
So I gotta get past that. I gotta get past it.
Drink it from your memory. Okay, everybody, pick up your drinks. Swig.
Swig.
Oh, okay. Memory's
not
white
offensive.
queen.
I'm kind of enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it too. You know what it kind of reminds me of? The Blue Buck. It tastes good.
Yeah.
You're drinking. It's a little bit sort of a more copper look to it, which some people enjoy.
I don't mind it at all, actually.
No, it's actually really good.
I'm impressed.
Good job, North Shore Brewing, or not North Shore, Bridge Brewing for your North Shore.
Bridge Brewing. They've actually, I've seen them popping up quite a bit. I don't know how old these guys are. They don't seem to be that old.
I think they've changed their packaging recently.
That might be what has happened because I don't remember seeing. I've seen the logo, but I definitely haven't seen sort of the brews, and not to mention, there's a new a new pub that's opened up just at the mouth of our street that I think I'm gonna go try this weekend, Locke. It might suck. It might. Who knows? But I noticed they had a Bridge logo outside, like one of those signage things that you have on the sidewalk.
Oh.
Where is this place?
It is right next to the McDonald's.
The McDonald's.
Yeah, it's in one of the new buildings on
that other McDonald's.
The McDonald's over on Terminal.
You mean the one on Main?
Yes.
The one on Main. Okay.
That's the one. So that's why I was thinking about them as well, because I saw them on the menu, then I saw them on the street. I thought, okay, we should try something from Bridge.
Yeah.
And I just randomly picked the North Shore Pale Ale because it was the most. Now this is the really terrible thing about saying this about the beer. It's the least offensive. Pale ales tend to be, they're okay.
You know what? It's true. It's true. It's safe. It's it's not going to be great, but it's not going to be bad, right? There's little risk.
Except for Pipers, because that was kind of bad.
Look,
I'm so sad to say that.
I don't know. Pale ales are a go-to for me in a lot of places. Like, there's a lot of bars where you walk in and you'll find, your options are like, you got Bud, you got your Rickards.
Oh God.
If I see
not beer.
If I see a Granville Island Pale Ale, I'm gravitating towards that. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of places where Pale Ale is like, yep, that's my number. That's what I'm going to order.
Yeah.
So there is a place for them, and not everybody's into your competitive hop experience.
True.
Is this? I mean, is this a drinkable beer that I could enjoy? 7 or 8 of, 10 of, 15
I'm
of.
just gonna 7 or 8 or.
Well, that's why I think it works so well in the 6-pack. Because this is something that there's something satisfying about like
It's not
cracking open a beer and then finishing it and then cracking open another one, and then maybe another one after that, right?
Yeah, it's not advertising as a session beer, but that's sort of what I think of when I imagine myself having a bunch of these.
I mean, if law enforcement were to stop me right now and they asked me how many beers I had to drink tonight, I'd say I had one. Even though I
Just one.
really didn't, but it's one bottle, right? So it's one drink.
You can't argue with that logic.
No, it's one.
So, overall, thumbs up for this beer?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Thumbs
absolutely.
up. I totally do.
I'm sure Dave would too.
I'm sure Dave would too, were he here.
If Dave were here, he would have wanted it that way.
This is true. I mean, Dave, bless his soul, has a good ear for what makes a good beer. Oh my god, that rhymed. Oh, that was terrible. I'm sorry. Oh my god, that was... Oh. So, what else have you guys been up to this week? What other beer-related news have you been finding? I have found a few things here and there.
Well, it's Oktoberfest coming up.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Oktoberfest is it's October happening nowish.
Oktoberfest started January 1. The reason, because the one article that I bookmarked that I just pulled up, for the 90-plus craft breweries, the festivities kick off in Vancouver tomorrow with the BC First Launch Party at Central City's new Red Racer restaurant on Beatty Street, where Locke and I were last week.
Yeah.
But essentially, this is like a month-long Oktoberfest thing. There is an event in Abbotsford called the BC Hop Fest, which is, I think, this Friday. And basically, it is an event where they're celebrating the hop farming renaissance in British Columbia.
Yeah.
There will be food trucks and all that kind of fun stuff. And also, now here's the best part. This is the thing I really thought was hilarious. The campaign for real ale is a thing. I had no idea until yesterday.
How could you not know that? That's what runs the Great Canadian Beer Festival here in Victoria. Is
that what it is? I had no idea. There you go. So I read the literature apparently at the Great Canadian Beer Fest. But anyway, there's a whole bunch of events being done by them around the province, starting off in Powell River, the Powell River Craft Beer, Cider, and Spirits Festival, which I think starts on Friday. There's also in Harrison Hot Springs, there is a beer festival going on there from the 16th on the 16th and 17th. I'm just reading out all the shit happening in this province. But basically,
there's a lot of stuff.
This is the 5th October of BC Craft Beer Month, which I'm excited about because it's really only been like probably the last 3 years, I think, is when I really started paying attention to beer more closely, mainly because that's Alan's influence. And there's also some stuff happening later in the month here in Vancouver at the Croatian Cultural Center, which is hosting a craft beer awards and festival.
Well, it's amazing how much that craft brewing has grown, even in just the past few years. We posted an infographic on our Crafty Boys Facebook page that shows total number of breweries in Canada from 1980 to 2014. In 1980, there was 38 breweries in Canada. Take a wild
in just
guess.
Canada.
In just Canada. Take a wild guess how many breweries there are this year, 2014.
It's 2015.
Oh, well, okay, well, last year, 2014. The infographic doesn't include 2015.
What is in this beer? How many, Alan?
520.
520.
Holy crap.
In 2006, there were 88, and then suddenly in 2007, it jumped up to 268.
That's amazing.
And has been climbing largely ever since. And I was reading on Twitter today that in the States, there are now 4,000 breweries in the States for the first time since the 1800s.
Holy shit. That's actually
So
surprising.
craft brewing is really, I mean, it's been popular for a while, but it's like taking off in just the past couple of years.
Mm. Well, look, like I was saying, right before I left Ontario, for the first time ever, the LCBO, well, one LCBO in all of Ontario, so far as I can tell, but an LCBO actually installed a growler fill station.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen here because that would be kind of cool.
That would
which
be
reminds
awesome.
me, a shout out to Spinnakers, because Locke, you on I think Sunday took a couple of growlers to Red Truck Brewery, and they gave you a shout out for carrying a Spinnakers growler.
They did, in fact, yes.
Did
Which
they
reminds
really?
me, you might want to hit me up, grab me a couple when you're in Victoria. I wouldn't mind some more of those bottles.
Well,
yeah,
I tell you what, Shane.
October's
I should probably come over to Vancouver sometime soon. So maybe what I'll do is I'll pick up a couple. And,
I agree. I would not say no to your suggestion.
especially if there's stuff going on in October over there, I should come over and partake. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of excited that that there is so much going on because in my brain, you know, Vancouver itself does a whole bunch of stuff, but it was just kind of nice to find an article because I was looking up Oktoberfest yesterday, and not only did I find stuff about Oktoberfest, but I found that whole October craft beer month, which I knew about last year, but I had forgotten this year, which is kind of sad, considering we do a beer podcast. But, you know, I rediscovered it. It was kind of cool to find out, because I want to do more, and, you know, like we've been talking about making our own beer as well.
I think we should find a brewery to do a collaboration with.
That I would think is
We come up with a recipe.
Suggestion.
We tell them how to brew it, and they slap our name on their can or bottle or whatever it is. The Crafty Boys in collaboration with whatever brewery.
Whatever brewery,
Present.
some foods.
Some brewery that we that we know, and I mean they can have, you know, like 20% of the profits, and we'll take the other 80%. You know,
Yeah, I love that.
that's fair. Okay, maybe 50%.
That'll work. So, anything? Did you guys find anything coming up this month? Are you excited about anything? Although it sounds like Locke, you're going to be sampling beer in a foreign country pretty soon.
Again.
Yeah, no, that's sort of looking like the case. Lisbon. Probably going by way of London.
Cool.
Ryanair from London to Lisbon. I don't know much about Portuguese beer. Do you guys?
Nothing, but you're going to have to take a lot of notes.
I think Portugal is, you know, wine country really, but
Yeah.
You never know. You might find a couple of sours or something there. You know, like some old world kind of things.
Yeah, no. Look, I'm gonna have some fun. That's for sure. Yeah, so that's coming up. I don't know if this is on, you know, anybody's bucket list, but but I've always liked these guys. Overkill are playing on the 4th, so this Sunday evening.
Who the hell is Overkill? Why do I not know this?
You don't? Sorry?
Who is
Overkill? Overkill? Hello from the Gutter. Years of Decay. Most recently notable for Electric Rattlesnake and let me see what's another catchy number. Bring Me the Night. Their logo is a skull with bat wings.
That sounds awesome.
Everything is black and green. I think they're from Jersey. Yeah, like no joke, like thrash. You would think I would know that. Yeah, I don't know.
But the big question though is that will they be serving beer?
Oh, I kind of think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want, you can get the Primo Deluxe package where you pay $100 and there's a meet and greet before the show where you hang out with the band or whatever. Look, I love their music. I don't, I would hang out with the band, but not at $100. I mean, but do I want to go and listen to the music? Mm.
Of course. Where are they playing? You think you would know that too?
Let me just take a quick shot at this. I bet it's not hard to find out. It was someplace that I've never actually gone to see any shows. Vogue Theater. Okay.
Oh, the Vogue Theater. Well, that's actually, I don't know.
Maybe actually, wait a minute. Maybe I have gone to see shows at the Vogue Theater.
You went and saw Walk Off the Earth or whatever they're called there.
Oh, Walk Off the Earth for the Vogue Theater?
Oh yeah, Walk Off the Earth. Yeah.
I'm curious about that. If they're playing at the Vogue Theater.
Hey, Allie, Walk Off the Earth was at the Vogue, right? Yeah, it was. That's where you went.
I hope the seats down the bottom don't exist or whatever. Because okay. Quick sidebar. Like, I went to see DRI at the Roxy Cinema in Victoria back in 1991, something like that.
Wow.
And the show started with, a movie theater with seats, bolted to the concrete floor. By the end of the show, the seats were a crumpled pile at the back.
What?
Yeah. The crowd ripped the seats out of the concrete floor. That is the kind of behavior. I mean, I don't know if people at an Overkill. I mean, they're probably old fuckers like me. I don't know if they'd be doing that nowadays.
Well, it's kind of like, when you guys went to AC/DC last week, I saw some pictures, and the crowd, there was a lot of gray hair in the crowd. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, there was. There most definitely was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all old men and young chicks.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. That's actually
Bastards.
pretty accurate.
Hate
Yeah.
them.
So I think that wraps it up for this week. With all of the technical glitches that we had to start, and it's also where next week is going to be kind of interesting because we'll be 1 week into October, and hopefully we'll be able to hit up some stuff this weekend.
Let's raise our glasses to Dave.
Raise our glasses to Dave, who we lost today.
We lost to the internet.
The internet killed him, which is sad, but not unexpected. It was bound to happen that one of us would fall to the evils of the internet. But I certainly hope you guys come back again next week. We will hopefully have some interesting beer to discuss, mainly because we have so many breweries now, and there are so many beers, this podcast will go for 5,000 years. Yes. So Where can people find you, Locke, when they're searching for you on the interwebs?
I don't know if they can. Go see if my MySpace is still active. I don't know. I haven't canceled.
Actually, I think we looked that up a couple weeks ago, and I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think MySpace is still there.
I know mine is. I don't know why, but it's still there.
There was a point. I had a bunch of videos up, and over the years, some fascinating sort of bit decay seems to take place, whereby what had previously been a video of something was increasingly this sort of like abstract, flashing color thing.
That sounds really twisted.
MySpace is kind of like a modern museum of the middle 2000s.
It's true.
It's like it still exists, but nobody's touched it, and
yeah,
it's so long. I mean, I have a bunch of videos on mine as well, and I haven't looked at it in, I don't know, 6 or 7 years. Who knows if it's still there? Probably.
I don't think they delete much, but see, now I gotta Google myself. MySpace.
I can't Google myself.
Here we go, Shane B on MySpace. Oh, it's pictures of pugs. Well, who knew?
Those were the days, right?
Okay, I'm looking you up, man. Let's see. You're a musician. Well done.
I am?
No,
Holy.
apparently not. I'm trying to figure. Did you have any pseudonym?
No.
No, not there. How about we're gonna go. We can find Locke. No.
I had some videos. I remember one was a Vern Fonk Insurance video. Commercial.
Oh, yeah, that was that guy in Seattle. He was the one that did the weird stuff with the that thing that I can't remember at the moment.
Yeah.
So, Alan, where can people find you when they're on the internet and they want to know where you are when you're not here?
Well, interesting you should ask. They can go to Twitter and they can actually type in what's down below here at Alan M. Ford, and they can contact me there. Or they can go on the Facebook thing and like our Crafty Boys page. So you go to Facebook and you look up The Crafty Boys, you like our page, and then you can contact us that way. And I guess that's about it.
And of course, you can find Dave, who's not here today, at twitter.com/thefool, as in THE.
But he will never read it.
THULE. But he never uses it, so who cares? And of course, you can find me at Shane or twitter.com/ShaneB. That's Shane B-E-E. And of course, at chainsworld.ca. And of course, at thecraftyboys.ca as well. All right. I'm going to raise my glass one more time to say goodnight.
Good job, Bridge.
Until next week, and hopefully the internet won't screw us like it did this week.